Hello, everyone. I'm here with Draconic Ashen. My name is Tratuga, and we're here hosting the one, the only, the iconic Monkey Cast. First episode. Here we go. We're
Oh
excited.
yeah, I'm
We're
excited.
excited. We're excited to bring this new podcast series, and let's see what the future has for us. Here we go.
Oh.
So, first topic, we're gonna be talking about crypto billionaires dying and leave a fortune behind. So, Draconic, what do you think about that?
Well, I'll tell you right now. I don't think the crypto billionaire should be dying. And it's not fair. It's not fair that I'm not a crypto billionaire. But at the same time, I don't want to die. Now,
Yeah, I mean, these guys have billions of fortunes. I mean, these are most likely like probably the richest, if not the most net worth type of. They just have the highest net worth in the world. They just have that type of ability to just do whatever they want, and they're just dying.
and I'll tell you right now, they're only going to get richer. As the time goes on, cryptocurrency is just going to keep going up. Even though recently we have seen a decline in the crypto markets.
Yeah,
We have seen a decline in the crypto markets, but that might be because they're all dying. Honestly, we don't know. We don't know.
But now, it rises. The question is this coincidental, or is this something that is?
Oh, I know. Everyone's gonna put on their tinfoil hats now, but I think there's a plan going on here. There's a plan where these crypto billionaires are getting murdered for a reason. All right, I think someone wants to be in control of all that money that they have. Am I right or am I wrong? Because I'll tell you right now, everyone knows that the crypto billionaires are dying, and they're dying fast. All right, and right now I got a list pulled up of the richest crypto billionaires, and honestly, it might as well be a blacklist, a hit list. Because right now I got number one, Changpeng Zhao. Hey, if I was a crypto murderer, he'd be number one on my list.
Oh my!
Hey,
Well, I don't
calm
think
down.
you can just say that on.
Well, I'll tell you
on
right now, we
podcast
need to
just like
protect. These people are national treasures, and we need to protect them. And putting them as the number one on the list, it's dangerous.
It is. Unless they have a strong network of strong individuals that know what they're doing, and
Like Rambo.
I guess. Oh yeah, like Rambo. They need a couple of Rambos.
They need a lot more than couple. They need a lot more than couple. Well,
Oh yeah.
a little more news on Changpeng Zhao. He's the CEO of Binance. Sorry, I don't know if I'm saying that wrong.
It's Binance.
Binance. He's a crypto richest with a net worth of 65 billion. Brother, I'll tell you right now, a lot of people would kill for that money.
Oh yeah, for sure, without a doubt.
He ain't the
65
richest.
billion. Yeah.
He ain't the richest in the world, but the richest in the crypto.
And I saw an article the other day that showed, like, Edward Snowden, the whistleblower that exposed the NSA with all that stuff that they were like spying on the citizens of the United States.
Is that recent?
No, it was like a couple years ago. Back in the day, I looked at the article.
Are they still spying on us now? Like at this moment?
Well, I don't know. I don't know about. I mean, I'm guessing they are. I mean, he kind of exposed them. Of course, this was like years back. But he came out. No, but I'm talking about like when he talked about crypto as well. He talked about also how it's easily more regulated than the current currency, like the US dollar, the euro, like the cryptocurrency is more, the government can manipulate it more in a certain type of way. So they basically have more control over it.
And
like
do you think they're trying to kill these people, billionaires, to have more control over the cryptocurrency?
I mean, that's the question, I guess, that's risen from all this. I mean, mysteriously, billionaires just dying. I mean, there was 4 of them right here that died in the last couple of weeks. So
let me see. Let me see a little.
It is, and I mean, Edward Snowden is a big name, so I mean, you have to.
Let me see here.
He is a credible person. It's not just any individual just saying this.
Tien Colander passes away in his sleep. That's a bit mysterious, don't you think? In his sleep? How old is he? 80? 89? It says right here he was 30.
Oh,
unexpectedly while sleeping. Have you how many 30-year-olds die unexpectedly from sleeping? Hmm? I
well,
sleep every day, and I'm not dead.
well, that's the thing. I mean, how I guess credible is this information? Because I mean, can you really, I guess, believe that a 30-year-old with a billion, like he has a fortune, billions of dollars,
Well,
he
hey,
dies. He just,
not to
I
interrupt
mean,
you, but earlier this year he laid off 10% of his company staff due to a bear market, and it negatively affected his firm. Not
oh
to
yeah.
mention, he's
So
also trading a bankrupt FTX exchange, and his sudden death could be related to those things I mentioned. 10% of his
yeah.
company got laid off. Wait, some workers are angry. Some workers are very angry, and they're not afraid to give you a 1, 2, maybe even a 3. But
Oh yeah.
I don't know how they do it while he's sleeping.
I think when you get that type of money, when you just get so much money, and I guess in that, like when you just become outstandingly rich, you have to get some hate. You have to
Hey,
get some hate.
and just
It's
to
not
make
like you're
sure,
gonna.
if sorry for
Yeah,
interrupting you, but I just want to point
yeah.
out that as of right now, there is no source that's been able to provide what disease he died from. As far as we know, he died from sleeping, and I told you again, I sleep every day.
Well, well, I mean, that's the thing. There's no source that can be provided what he died from, and I don't think they are gonna come out with it because I don't think he really died of sleep,
I don't think so
like just
either.
sleeping.
I don't think so either, and I don't know where all his money went, but I hope the killer didn't get it.
So we have another billionaire. Yeah. Let's go on to the other one. It's Vyacheslav Taran, 53-year-old Russian
Oh,
billionaire, passed away in a
I think it
helicopter
was
crash.
Putin.
You think it was Putin?
I had to be Putin. He's Russian. Was he crashed in Switzerland? I don't know.
I mean,
The
that's a
accident
little bit.
happened under good weather conditions. But good
Um,
weather conditions. I guess his helicopter driver was just bad.
well,
You know, this kind of
I mean,
reminds me of how Kobe died. Was it under
yeah,
good
yeah, yeah.
conditions?
I was about to mention that. I
It's
mean,
kind After what I heard, I kind
uh,
of don't want to get in a helicopter ever. That's the number one way you
yeah.
die in.
I mean, I guess there is a risk. I mean, people are dying from the helicopter crash, but I mean, this could be, how you said, um, similar to the Kobe incident when he died from the helicopter as well.
It's also said
Uh,
that this Russian crypto billionaire was laundering Russian funds through a system of cryptocurrency operations. He also, it's said that he has likely ties to the Russian Foreign Intelligence Service.
yeah. I mean, you see, I'm telling you, these billionaires. I mean, I guess they're not the cleanest of people, you
I'll
can
say,
say.
you can say that again, Turtle.
Yeah, I mean, this is the thing that we're living in now. You want to get us more into details about this one of Puerto Rico that happened? This other
All
billionaire
right,
that died?
let me read a little portion of this article I got pulled up here. Nikolai Mushigian drowned at sea. Some weeks ago, Mushigian drowned at sea in Puerto Rico while swimming in a dangerous area. This came after the deceased wrote on Twitter saying CIA and Mossad and pedo elite are running some kind of sex trafficking, entrapment, blackmail ring out of Puerto Rico and the Caribbean islands. He also claimed those agencies would torture him to death. Now, why would they have to include that he was swimming in a dangerous area? If I had that kind of money, I would not be swimming in no dangerous area. Why
Yeah,
would I do that? Why would you do that? You
you
already
wouldn't.
tweeted out. You already tweeted out and exposed the pedophile elite, and now you're out here swimming like no one's gonna come after you.
No, no, no. This is, oh my gosh. I mean, you got to I think you have when you're in that position and you talk that, I guess that sort of you talk that you're talking, but you're talking to like these powerful people, the elite. I mean, you mentioned CIA, you mentioned those people. I mean, you can't just say that and not have some sort of precaution. Am I right?
The precaution should not be swimming in a dangerous area. Now, I think, and this is a little bit of a misleading article, I don't think he was swimming in a dangerous area. I think he might have been tortured in a dangerous swimming area and then drowned.
Okay. Yeah, that could be more true. I believe that. But at the same time, how can you how can you I don't know how you can just I mean it's hard though. I mean I can't really judge. I'm not in a position. It's just hard to say like how can you say that and be in Puerto Rico?
I mean, I
Like,
don't.
you know? Like
I don't. I really don't understand what's wrong with these crypto billionaires. They're acting like they can't die.
yeah, like at that point what would you do? All right, so Draconic, what would you do if you're in this position? You have billions of dollars, I mean,
Hey,
would
I
you
just
talk bad about
recently.
these companies, CIA
Hey,
and all that?
let's just say hey, boom, I already sent the tweet out. CIA, Mossad, and the Peter Elite are running some kind of trafficking entrapment in Puerto Rico, the Caribbean islands. As soon as I said that, I'm making sure I'm not taking no helicopter. I'm taking a boat. I'm getting on the boat.
Get a
I'm going
boat?
to it. I'm getting on the boat. I'm going to Antarctica, and I'm living there. I ain't telling no one. I'm gonna bring frost. It's gonna be amazing. Ain't telling no one, nowhere. I got my millions of dollars. I'll wait. Maybe I'll fake my own death. Maybe, actually,
I
now
think
that I mention it, maybe they faked their own death.
yeah, that's what I was about to mention too. I mean, when you're this like rich, would be the best way to get off the grid,
You can
faking your
afford
own
to
death.
fake your own death. You can afford it.
Yeah, you can.
And lastly, Jacobo Garcia passed away after jumping from the 5th floor of a hotel in Estepona, Spain. Now, I'm going to do a quick Google search, see what's going on here with Jacob Garcia. But
You said
as
he
far
jumped off.
it says he jumped off, he might have been pushed off. I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
I think there is definitely some suspicion though that this is not happening for a mere coincidence. I think the cryptocurrency will be the number one currency in the world. Oh, surpassing U.S. dollar, euros, whatever you want it, pesos. I don't know where you live. Anywhere, like anywhere where you live, I think cryptocurrency will overpass or surpass the the currency of the U.S. dollar or like the euros. I think it's just inevitable. They're marketing it so much. I mean, it's almost everywhere. You can't really go anywhere without seeing on YouTube. All these social media sites have just been advertising crypto for a while now. So I wouldn't be surprised if it did, and I am expecting it. So yeah,
Now, I am trying to find some information right now on Jacob Garcia. Jacobo? It says it's a suicide. As far as I know, I'm looking it up. There's very little things
no,
that are
okay,
popping up on the
yeah,
search engine here.
yeah. Well,
November of 2022.
so if you're a billionaire, would you kill yourself? Suicidal. Would you be suicidal if you're a billionaire? You have all the money in the world. I mean, of course, I'm not saying if you have a lot of money, you can't be have mental depression, mental anxiety, all these sort of things.
Hey,
But I do think it.
this just in. He swindled 300 Spanish investors, and he killed himself because he was being harassed by international mafias.
Okay, well that makes sense.
Well, that makes sense, or the
Uh,
international mafias got to him.
Yeah, I mean, you're going against all these powerful people.
Like, I mean, at this point, how much is the money worth?
Yes. I mean, I believe that there's no point in you having all this money if you can't spend it.
It's true.
So,
That is true.
I mean, what's the point of having all these billions of dollars? Next thing you know, you drown in Puerto Rico, or you kill yourself because the mafia's against you. I don't know. I guess that's just what happens with these billionaires.
I don't really understand it, but I think what we can take away from this is you guys be on the lookout for any more crypto billionaires dying. Um, the government or someone, the elite, are trying to get control of this money because the people who are in control of the money are in control of the world. All right. So, and
Facts, facts.
if you're a billionaire, hey, I'm just gonna list a few. Sam Bankman-Fried, watch out. Brian Armstrong, watch out. Gary Wang, watch out. Chris Lawrenson, watch out. All right, that's just a few. That's just a few.
Dude, that's a
Jeb
few. You gotta be on the
McCaleb,
lookout.
be on the lookout. All right, you're on the
They definitely
list.
are aware.
And if I was the crypto murderer, I'd be looking at this list 24/7.
Count your days, I guess you can say. Because
Hey, I hope the money's worth it.
they gotta start making their moves now, immediately. So now transitioning, let's transition to another topic that can be. Oh, this is gonna be really controversial.
All right, let's give a warning. All right, everyone knows
Oh yeah, we
about
gotta give a
the
warning.
Balenciaga scandal. It's a warning. We're gonna be talking about some things that may be disturbing to some viewers. All right, trigger warning. It's a warning. All right,
Yes.
you can skip ahead if you need to. Skip ahead, but we'll be getting deep into this topic.
This topic is really something that I feel like many people should know about, and because it's not been really covered on the news of like big sites like CNN as much or at all. Even mostly I got this information from like I think it was like a Twitter feed or
Well,
something
I
like
think
that. I got
there's a reason why they're not trying to make this a big thing. There's a reason.
yeah.
All right,
Well, for
Balenciaga
sure.
might be covering it up. I don't know.
Okay. So let's get started. So uh, the marketing of teddy bears with BSDM products. What do you think about that? What do you think about them posting these childs with teddy bears that have this sort of content on
Perverted,
it?
perverted content. Right? This is not the kind of thing you need to be supporting or introducing into the world.
Yeah.
Okay?
I,
There's a
I'm
reason there
for
was a
it.
backlash on Twitter, and
Oh
it's
yeah.
just it honestly is just disgusting, and I feel bad for whoever sent their child to do this photo shoot.
It's unacceptable. I don't think how, and I don't understand how they haven't. I haven't seen no news. Have they've gotten like actually punished for what they've done? I mean, they issued an apology, but apparently they didn't. Apparently they didn't want to. They didn't want to condemn child abuse
What?
or this sort of child pornography. But I mean, what do you? I mean, the evidence is right there that they clearly wanted to do that. I mean, if you see the photos,
I mean,
it's
I've seen the
something off.
photos. I don't know how they even got approved. I don't even know if there was. I'm hoping there was some kind of improvement that they go through. I don't know who came up with the idea. Has there been any names? Are they naming anyone that came up with the idea of doing this?
Well, I know they hired. Okay, they hired a company, of course, to make the marketing campaign and everything. The person doing it was Gabriel Galimberti, the photographer behind it, the campaign and everything,
Oh my.
to advertise the Balenciaga merchandise. But apparently, I mean, but you can't. You see what I say? You can't blame the person marketing that you're telling them what to do. So you're basically telling them how you want to market your ad or what you want to sell. So you're basically telling them what to do, and then you can't just get mad at them for doing what you want. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
So because I saw that there was the article I'm looking at right now. It says they were trying to look at of course after all the backlash after they weren't gonna do anything. Of course everybody accepted it. Of course after all the backlash they were like, okay, well we're gonna try to find a lawsuit
Okay.
against this marketing campaign against the people that made it. Well, you can't do that if you're paying them to do it. It's like,
So
you
like,
understand what I'm saying?
does Balenciaga not look at what they're paying for, or do they? Or are they just trying to turn the shoulder? Huh? Are they trying to turn their head away, like, oh, we didn't know?
Yeah,
And I
they're
think
just
that's what
trying to
they're
turn away
doing.
there. Yeah.
I think they're trying to act like they don't know what's going on in their own company. I'll tell you right now, I think Balenciaga should be canceled. No one should buy anything of what they're selling, especially after what just happened.
Yes, it is literally unacceptable. And of course, Kim Kardashian, like these big
Celebrities
cele-
that
yeah, I mean apparently they they've discussed it with many individuals that like many people have talked about her like that she just generally didn't care. Like of course, she came out with like a statement of like, "Oh, this is horrible. This is, oh, I do not condemn this. I have
She said
child. I have."
it. I think she said something around the lines like, "Oh, I don't condemn this, but I might still take their money.
Oh yeah. I mean,
I,
I think I
I
think
still might want their money, so I'm not sure if I want to get Balenciaga off my good people list." Is
yeah.
what I heard from Kim Kardashian.
K-
And let's
K-
be, she hasn't made the best decisions ever, and she's not making a good decision now, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I don't understand how you don't break that sort of agreement or that contract that you might have with this. Of course, it's a luxurious brand. It's designer. I don't know how you cannot choose your morals over money. At that point, is that just like an ethical,
And it's
like
not
your
like she
ethical
doesn't have any
values?
money. It's not like she doesn't have any money. It's not like she's poor.
I mean,
It's
maybe
not like she's trying to struggle to live.
that is true. And I think, is this something that, I mean, of course she denies it, that she doesn't condemn it, but your actions don't prove that when you're still with that company.
I agree.
It-
I agree. It's just it's horrible. It's a horrible thing that this even has to be, you know, it has to be figured out. Like someone has to go in there and be like, "Hey, this is wrong." Like the companies can't do it for themselves. The companies can't do
Yeah,
it for themselves, and if companies can't do it for themselves, they need to be disbanded. I don't care if it's Balenciaga, Louis Vuitton. I don't care what it is.
yeah. I think everybody should have, like, it doesn't matter how big you are, like social media wise, or oh, you're a big brand, Gucci.
Some
Like,
things are just not acceptable. All
yeah,
right, and this is one of those
it's just not.
things. I think what I think is they're trying to normalize these disgusting acts for the public.
100%. I cannot agree with you more. I mean, this is something that's, like, if you look at the pictures, everything is there for a reason when you're making a marketing campaign. Am I right? A picture means a
Yep,
thousand words.
1,000 words.
Everything that you put on a picture is, of course, especially if you're Balenciaga, you're gonna have there for a reason. And something that I want to get into is, in one of their duct tape, and of course they had the picture of a child,
Okay.
and the tape, you know how it's Balenciaga spelled with
Uh huh.
BAL. So in one of their tape they had BAAL, which is, of course, a Middle Eastern god back in the day
Whoa.
that was worshipped thousands of years ago. That is a devil in some sort of way. It is considered a devil of, or demon of fertility, and it's been stated in credible articles that child sacrifices were common to this god.
Is
Child
that
and
what
children are.
Balenciaga's doing?
I mean, what I've been seeing, clearly they do.
I've been seeing the same thing. Now that you mention it, they're using. Oh, disgusting. I can't even speak upon it.
Child sacrifices were common to this god back in the day in the Middle East.
Bow
So
Balenciaga. Bow
Baal with the BAAL.
BAAL.
That's the god's, or demon devil, of
Demon
course.
devil. The demon devil for of fertility.
Yes, it's just something that's, I don't
We
think it's acceptable.
I think people need to start rising up. All right, this stuff
Yeah,
will just only continue. All right,
yeah.
this stuff will only continue and it'll keep growing until people finally see it as normal.
Now the question I want to ask the viewers, of course, there's some people that are parents, they have children. What do you do in this, when this happens? Because I mean, of course, your children are on, now. Kids have, like 6, 7 year olds. They have phones. They have that
iPads,
technology. They have iPads. They have laptops. They want to play
iPods,
their video games. I don't know what they could be doing with their laptops.
the
But if they see
Roblox.
this, the Roblox, if they see this type of marketing campaign that Balenciaga, what do you think they do, as parents? Do you teach them that this is wrong, or do you just
See, for instance,
ignore it?
what if your little kid comes up to you, "Hey, I want the new Balenciaga teddy bear."
Yeah,
What
what
do
do
you
you do? What? Yeah, you keep going.
I'm just letting you know, like, it comes to a point where not only do you have to protect your children from it, but they're going out of their way to promote themselves with the teddy bears, clearly designed and marketized for children,
Yes, it
from
is.
what I'm seeing.
It's clearly for the children, because you wouldn't, at a children there holding a teddy bear.
And I don't know why
That's not advertising.
Balenciaga is Balenciaga even a kids brand? Do you see little
Well,
kids wearing Balenciaga?
I guess if you're rich, I mean, you can have your kids wearing it. I
But
mean, if
it's
you have a lot of wealth, but it's just something that I think is morally wrong. It just sees how we're living in apoc- apocalyptic like era,
times.
an apocalyptic era. It's just
Yeah.
something that you just know it's not a good vision for our future
And I
as
don't
a
like it
world.
one bit.
Yeah, it's
But
definitely not good.
let's do a 360. Let's get into a different topic. Let's just get out of here. If you guys, this is this part where you can skip to if you didn't like talking about these uncomfortable facts. But we're gonna go ahead and transition over to Cristiano Ronaldo's career coming to an end. All right, photos have been seen of him crying in the tunnel. A lot of Qatar aficionados looking at him like, it's okay, Ronaldo, don't cry.
Oh, it's
But
sad.
it's
It's sad to see this,
but it's just
even if you're not a Ronaldo fan. Cristiano Ronaldo. Yeah.
suey.
Oh
That's all I
yeah, I
gotta
know.
say, suey.
Tui.
Now,
It
one of my first things, one of my first topics that I want to talk about right now concerning Cristiano Ronaldo is this tweet from PortugueseSoccer.com. Been a rough few months for Cristiano Ronaldo, for Cristiano. Still the best, but now he needs to think about his future. If not in Europe, should if not in Europe, should be in MLS. So right now they're saying if it's not going to be in Europe, they want him to move to MLS. Now everyone knows that MLS is the league for the old people and the washed up,
everybody knows it.
especially if they're in Europe. If you start in MLS, you got to work hard to get out of there.
You do.
Everyone knows it. All right. So now, are they saying that Cristiano Ronaldo can only be in MLS now? What do you think,
Uh,
Turtle?
well, I think now with his part of his career, how old is he? 38. Let me
38,
look this up. I don't
37.
wanna. I don't wanna disrespect. I mean, this guy's a legend. Growing up. I mean, I didn't. I wouldn't say he's 37. He. I wouldn't say I was a big fan of him. I mean, of course, I watched him growing up. I always respected him though. There's a difference between liking someone and respecting them, and I feel like everyone should respect him because of what he's done for the soccer community. I
I
mean,
think
you
so
see
too.
almost everyone does his celebration. The
Hey, I do the
sea.
celebration.
Yeah. I mean, he has everything. He's won almost everything except the World Cup, of course. He's won the five Champions League. He has, if I'm not mistaken, he has five Ballon d'Ors, many UEFA Players of the Years. Um, this guy, he's done it all. Manchester United, he's done it
But
with Real Madrid.
I ain't gonna lie though. I ain't gonna lie. His recent stats in this season, they're just not looking good. One goal in 5 games played in the World Cup. I don't know how he's doing in Manchester, but let's just say he's not looking good.
No, he's not. I mean, when you're 37, you have to think about, okay, I'm not the young buck. I'm not the youngest guy on the team now. What is my future? What can I do?
You also got to think about your legacy. You can't keep playing and just keep making horrible stats year after year. You keep playing. Look what happened to Balotelli. Look what happened to Boateng.
Yeah, these guys were iconic players. But and I think about Ronaldo, he doesn't need the money.
Of course not. Of course not.
No, he drives his Bugatti.
He does
He
his
has
underwear commercials.
he does a bunch of commercials. He gets millions and billions of dollars. He's probably I think if I'm not mistaken, he is the most followed man on Instagram or user. He is. He surpassed
We might have to
I don't
fact
know.
check that. We might have to fact check that.
I think it's facts though. I think it's facts. Of course, don't quote me on it, but I think he is the most followed person in Insta. I think he should just either go to the MLS, and of course he won't like this, but I think he should go to the MLS, have a couple years, enjoy your, the last couple years of your career, and just say, okay, I've had a great career, regardless of what anybody says, because of course there's always going to be hate when you're that big of a player. Regardless of what anybody says, I think you leave your legacy behind on a good note.
I agree.
Because what happened to Manchester United, it was just, I mean, I think it's 50-50. Some Manchester United fans were annoyed at what he did with the interview with Piers Morgan. it's just
The interview was controversial.
it is controversial. I mean, you can't really say that and stuff, but I mean, he is Cristiano Ronaldo, and I guess he was trying to help the club, trying to open the eyes to many people. So
It's true.
I
It
guess
is true.
when you
And I
do
also
that,
heard that when he went to the World Cup, he already cleared out his locker. He knew he wasn't coming back.
I mean, he after you do that interview, I mean,
I
you
wouldn't
can't
want
really
to come
come
back
back.
either. And let's talk about his World Cup performance right now. As of today, December the 13th, 2022, Portugal is out of the World Cup. A loss to Morocco, 1-0.
Stunning
Um,
loss.
stunning loss. Ronaldo couldn't do anything. They subbed him in. He didn't even start. He
I think
didn't
it was
start the
like
last
50th
two
minute
games.
or 60th minute. Yeah,
He
yeah,
didn't
he
start
was.
the last two games.
It's. I mean, but I mean, I think it just shows that it's coming to an end. Sadly,
I think so
it's
too.
coming to an end.
I mean, even
Yeah,
his girlfriend was mad at them for not starting him. I mean, in case you guys didn't
yeah,
know, his girlfriend was coming
yeah,
out publicly saying it's their fault for not starting my husband or my boyfriend, Ronaldo. He
yeah.
wasn't happy, but again, Ronaldo didn't say anything. He loves his national team. He does the best for the national team, but again, his girlfriend reacted very angrily towards the coach and their decision to bench him for the Switzerland game and the Morocco game. Switzerland, they won 6-1. Was it 6-1
I'm pretty
against
sure it was
Switzerland?
6-1.
Six to
Yeah,
one, and then they lost 1-0 to Morocco. Um, both games they didn't start Cristiano Ronaldo. Just saying,
yeah,
and it's honestly such a hard call for the management there, not starting Cristiano Ronaldo after you win a 6-1 game. You don't
it is.
expect
It is.
you don't expect Morocco, to perform that level after you do a 6-1 against Switzerland.
Yeah, I think they didn't expect that. And the thing is, I saw the game, so it wasn't the. It wasn't. It was a. It was a good goal, but I wouldn't say it was. I wouldn't say it was like, oh, like it couldn't be inevitable. I'd say. I think it was a keeper mistake, but I mean, it is what it is. Is football, soccer, whatever you want to call it. It is.
Hey,
It
small
happens in sport.
details. It's what like Neymar said. Those small details add up, and you can concede a goal.
Yeah, that's why Brazil is out of the World Cup as well. They were winning the game against Croatia. Croatia comes up, ties the game, and then when you
I
go to
didn't
the
watch that
penalties,
game. I didn't watch that game, but I did see the penalties. The thing is, with these penalties, it comes a lot of pressure. A lot of pressure. And
yeah,
I know me personally, I can't handle that kind of pressure. My blood pressure goes up.
yeah. But before we end this Cristiano Ronaldo discussion, I just want to say that the Saudi Arabian club has offered Al Nassr has offered 200 million euros for 2 seasons for Cristiano Ronaldo, and he denied the rumors of him accepting. Cristiano Ronaldo has denied this. He does not want to play for the money.
And I just want, hey, since we're ending it here soon, I just want to say, Ronaldo had made an Instagram post saying goodbye, horrible ending career, everything. And King James, LeBron, did type one word in his post, and that word was legend. So LeBron paying his respects to a legend. Of course, FIFA, as soon as the next FIFA comes out, I don't know if it's secure or not, but I expect him to be in the legends on FIFA Ultimate Team. I expect
Yeah,
him
he
to be
will
there.
be. There's no doubt in my mind he will.
And during the summer, he first made it known that he wished to leave United to find a club in the Champions League, but none came forward to him. So as far as
Yeah,
I'm telling you, the Champions League does not want him there.
yeah.
He's not
I think
performing
it's
well. He's
yeah.
not making the goals that he needs to make.
But I heard Roy Keane. Of course, he's a good friend of Ronaldo. He said that and he quoted. He said that there were clubs that wanted him. They're just the media was just making him look bad. Is this true? I don't know. This is what Roy Keane said. So at the end of the day, I don't know. I'm not there. I'm not Cristiano Ronaldo. I don't know what offers I'm getting from other clubs. That is what Roy Keane said, who is a good friend of Cristiano Ronaldo. They played back in the day with Manchester United. So I don't know if this is 100% true, but I mean that's why it's just really up in the air. I guess you can say it's not something that I can confirm.
All right. Well, sticking with the topic of the World Cup, let's go over to England. Me personally, I don't want to bash on Maguire, but
Oh, Maguire.
But Maguire could be blamed for England's finish at the World Cup. All right, that second goal conceded. I watched the game. That second goal conceded with the header, it hit off his shoulder, deflected into the goal. It was horrible. You don't want to see it. And Harry Kane missing that penalty.
Harry Kane, yeah.
Harry Kane missing a penalty, like, you don't miss those. I think that's the worst penalty shot. I've seen multiple penalty kicks, and I've never seen someone kick it that high up.
it, I think that's just a I mean, when you're in that sort of spot, when your whole country is looking at you, the whole country of France is looking at you. I mean, the World Cup gets billions of viewerships every 4 years. I think that just resulted in the pressure. He just couldn't handle it.
I agree. There's just, he really couldn't.
Sad to see.
Maguire did thought he could win it all. Maguire thought that they were actually taking it this year, and that must have hurt a lot, especially after that. And it's hard to watch. It's hard to watch Harry Kane score the first penalty. The ref calls a second penalty. 2 penalties, by the way, which are almost guaranteed goals. Am I right? Am I right or am I wrong? They're almost guaranteed goals.
Yeah. It should be, at least.
It should be, and it's just hard to take a loss like that. It really is.
It really is. When you lose by a penalty that you miss, or your teammates miss, or whatever your favorite team misses.
If I was Harry Kane, I will be considering my career choices right now, especially after that.
Yeah, but Harry Kane was their best player, a striker. He was. I don't know if I don't think he is a top scorer for England all time, but he's definitely up there. He's done some great things for the country, so I don't think the backlash, or at least the England fans, should give him a lot of hate for it, because he has helped them out a lot in the Euros, in the past World Cup. I think he has done a great job.
Yeah.
So it's just unlucky. It's just unlucky for you to miss that penalty. It just happened.
Yeah.
Maguire. Now talk about Maguire having a possible opportunity to be in the starting position for Manchester after his performance in the World Cup.
I did go through some articles the other day, and the coach, what's his name? I forgot the coach's name.
Erik ten Hag for Manchester United.
Yeah, he said if he's still hungry for the position to be a center back, he has to compete. He has to compete for the starting position. He's got other center backs that want to be in there, and let's be honest here. Maguire's performance this season just hasn't been the best.
It hasn't. It hasn't
been the best. I've seen multiple memes of Maguire. Harry Maguire. That one.
And I think everybody's been seeing that one.
And I went up to look at his rate, at his worth. First bought at Manchester by 70 million. It's down to 30 million. Down to 30 million. So
that is a 40 million loss. Yeah.
40 million loss on his money in his pocket, gone.
The transfer market, I think. Yeah, he's not worth as much. I mean, that's what happens when you lose form.
It might have gone up $1,000 for the World Cup, but he didn't play bad at the World Cup. Okay, he didn't play bad at the World Cup at all. He played pretty well. He was in there. He was in every header. He was always a man standing in the corner kicks and the set pieces.
Yeah, he definitely I think he plays better in England. He plays better with the England national team than in.
Do you think it's an issue with a United? Maybe he doesn't like United.
Yeah, I think it's the United fan base. I guess he gets a lot of hate. Maybe he feels that pressure a little bit more when he plays for Manchester United, because I mean he did get bombed. I think he got a bomb for that.
Bomb threat?
I don't know if it was this year. Yeah, like apparently like someone was threatening him that he had a bomb in his house. I mean this affects your mentality going into the game.
I wouldn't want to be playing my best, especially after the fans are trying to blow up my house.
Yeah, I mean
I'll be trying to make own goals.
They want him to leave the club, and they wanted a bomb threat at him. They did, because the police came in. Everybody, it was a big scandal.
Well, let's be honest here. Whenever you're playing for a team like Manchester United in the Premier League and the Champions League, all these leagues, these high energy, high motivation, high money, it takes a lot on you as a player. It takes a lot of tolls, mentally, physically, and then having to come home and witness all this hate and threats to your life and your family.
Yeah, it's not easy. It's not easy being a Premier League soccer player, that's for sure. Especially like Maguire. He's a good example of that. Now let's
Yep.
transition into Mexico.
All right, this is
Tata
this is
Salgado Tree.
this is a hey, it hits close to home. This one.
It does. Oh, it does. What do you think about Tata Martino, Drake?
I hate him. I hate him. If I saw him right now, I might be going to jail.
Oh, okay.
I'll tell you right now, I don't like how he sold out the Mexican squad.
He left them out for dead.
You know he was born in the same town Messi was born in. You know that?
Buenos Aires, yes, he was. And I think he played the worst possible lineup he could against Argentina.
And I will say this: there was no qualification for the male or female Olympics this year, or whatever year it was. There are no qualifications. No one qualified.
Mexico didn't qualify for the first time since 2008 in the Beijing Olympics. It was the last time a Mexico team did not feature in that soccer or football tournament that they have with like U20s team. It's embarrassing. It really is embarrassing.
I can't believe there's no rising star coming out of Mexico either. We have good players, all right? We have good players, but I just don't know why there's no rising star coming out. Why can't we have a Hugo Sanchez?
Yeah, I mean, back in his prime, I mean, I don't know. Chicharito's done. Carlos Vela's done. It's over.
He left the Mexican selection squad to die without dignity. That's what he did.
Yeah.
He left them to die. El Tri. And he's public enemy #1 in Mexico. If I was him, I'd book a ticket to Argentina and stay there.
He's definitely like, I think he's definitely happy of what happened for Mexico. I don't think he likes Mexico. At least the fan base, because the fan base, they talked a lot of bad about him. So maybe he was just like, you know what, I don't care. I'm gonna just pretend I put a good lineup, and that's what it is. And I saw a picture of him having a big hug after the game with the coach of Argentina.
Oh, he was.
He
got sold out. He sold out the Mexican team. He sold them out.
He sold them out. He did them dirty. And I know. I mean, there was Mexican fans crying. It was terrible.
I almost felt like crying too.
I think he should be responsible, but the people who should be more responsible is the people in charge of him. Who's that? The Federation.
Oh, don't get me started on them.
Those guys, all they care about is money. The Televisa. Televisa is the big company that basically owns the Federation.
Mexico, the Football Federation of Mexico is responsible. And they've made decisions that have led to money instead of investing in their future youth academies. In case you didn't know.
They care more about the money. Or they care more about the money. President John de Luisa is, I mean, he said he's considering resigning. But no, he said he wasn't. He said he's not considering resigning because, I mean, he was like, you know what?
I just made so much money.
I just made so much money. Yeah, I mean,
I just make so much money. It's not worth resigning.
Yeah, he's just like, you know what? I'm not gonna resign. He's basically telling them, I don't care if Mexico doesn't qualify. I don't care this and that. And the thing is, he doesn't care.
He doesn't care, and it's not really a surprise. Everyone knows Mexico's full of corruption, and the football federation is not. They're not above that. They're not above that. They've shown it time and time after again. I think the last time Mexico even got any kind of award or won an award was in the 2012 gold. They got the 2012 gold against Brazil and Neymar.
Yeah, and the Olympics. Yeah, the Olympics in London.
We beat Neymar.
We beat a young Neymar. He was, of course, a great player.
In his prime.
I don't know if he was in his prime. I think he was about there. I think he was.
He was close. At least peaking.
Close
he was to peaking.
I think he was like 20 years old. I think 21. It wasn't that. He was a great player though, without a fact. I think he was already in Barcelona. Let me fact check that real quick.
Fact check that.
Let me see when he joined Barcelona. He joined in he joined in 2013. So it was like right after that.
2013, it was like around that time. After that, okay.
Like a year after. So he was already popping. He was already like, okay, this guy's a great player, and he had a great tournament. It's just Mexico played it really well that time in that game, and then of course they got the bronze in 2020 Tokyo Olympics.
And I think that's the last time we even showed up on anybody's radar. No one even watches the
Yeah,
Olympics.
we lost the Gold Cup to USA. Like I think we lost the CONCACAF Nations League and we lost the Gold Cup because we just put a bunch of old people there that we don't have no good young product, good young
We don't
stars.
the Mexican Federation does not invest in the youth academies. The Mexican
They don't.
Federation knows that the Mexican people are going to show up and support no matter what.
Yeah, and that's when I think Mexican fans, if they really want to change, they just got to stop going to the games. They got to stop giving them the money.
They need to stop supporting. They need to stop boycotting merchandise products.
They
I
do.
mean,
They have to make a change. It's embarrassing.
we have to make a
embarrassing how low
statement.
yes,
We have to make a
it's
statement.
we have to make a statement, and we have to stop this before it just reaches an all-time low, because it's already embarrassing. But I wouldn't be surprised if it gets even more.
Honestly, it's probably gonna get a lot worse before it gets any better. And I'll tell you right now, it's the first time in a generation that Mexico hasn't made it out of the group stage in the Olympics.
Yeah,
Mexico has made it out of the group stage at least 8 times in a row, 7 times in a row. And then this year we got sold out by El Tata, the Federation. We have no good players. I didn't even know Chavez could shoot like that because he never gets played.
Yeah.
That one game against.
Yeah, I think he did play, but the thing is, when you play a lineup, the certain players cannot. You have to play a lineup that can help your players with their attributes. Like you're not gonna put in like a player that's slow with a bunch of fast players because they're not gonna be like you know what I'm saying. Like you have to use the attributes of your players. Chavez has that long shot, but he just never had that opportunity to show it. That's what happened.
It's very sad. Very sad.
Sad. It's sad. And hopefully
No.
Mexico can switch it around, even though they probably won't. But
They
as a
probably
fan,
won't. Let's be honest here.
yeah, as a fan, you just gotta have that hope. I guess.
I think my hope started diminishing as soon as I saw the 6-1 Chile versus Mexico. That's when my hope was crushed. Hope was crushed. I'm like, the Mexico team is trash. They can't do nothing right.
Full of liabilities. They're all liabilities. They deserve wage cuts.
Let's transition over. USA men's national team controversy. Everyone was looking for him. He was nowhere to be seen. Giovanni Reyna. Rather take it off.
Giovanni Reyna. Oh, this is a really controversial one. I mean, of course, he plays for Borussia Dortmund. Great soccer player. He's probably one of the biggest young talents in
that USA has.
USA has.
Besides Pulisic.
Yeah, Pulisic. He's a great player. You can't deny him. But Greg Berhalter said recently that he was not putting in the work in training sessions in the World Cup, and he was about to be sent home by the staff. I mean, Gio Reyna. There's a Gio Reyna that said in the World Cup that he was fit to play. He said and he stated to one of the media persons or the media in general that he was ready. He was 100% fit. And Berhalter comes out with this that he wasn't putting in the work and that he was almost sent home. And of course, yeah. I mean, but then it's something like, okay, well, this is one of your best players. You're gonna send him home, but then Gio Reyna comes out with, of course, it's unprofessional to not put in that hard work in training. Gio Reyna comes out. He states that Berhalter said that his minutes will be limited in the World Cup.
That's hard to hear, especially from a player like Gio Reyna.
This is a player that I feel like he stated in his Instagram that he's really passionate about the sport. He's been playing it for a long time. I don't think you can say that as a coach to one of your players, like any player. It doesn't matter if you're the best player or you're the worst, but you can't say it to a player because of course it's gonna decrease.
It's gonna affect them.
It's gonna affect them.
It's gonna affect them, especially a young player. A young player with not the experience. Maybe if it was a Ronaldo, but even then, Ronaldo gets triggered.
Yeah, you cannot say that to Ronaldo. You think? I mean, clearly the Ronaldo. I mean, he got benched by the. But you can't tell him coming into the tournament your minutes are going to be limited.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
You can't say that to any player because the thing is, you're out there flying how long? How many hours to go over there in Qatar?
I don't know. I don't know how many hours it goes to Qatar, but I'll tell you right now, it took a lot of hours to get from the USA to Qatar. Probably like 8-hour flight, maybe even more. And another thing is, Giovanni stated that the coach was gonna keep it all in house. It's gonna stay in house. We're not gonna make this public at all. But following the coach's comments, he had to come out with his own statement.
Yeah, he had a. I mean, you have to defend yourself when the coach is telling you that you're about to be sent home from the squad.
Limited
You're
minutes. Like, why am I even here? Let me play for my club. Let me play for my club. My club loves me.
I think in Borussia Dortmund they do love him, and of course he's alongside great players like Michael Royce, Jude Bellingham.
He's in my ultimate team, Michael Royce.
Yes, he's a great player, and I mean, the question now arises: is does Berhalter stay with or continue with the U.S. national team?
I think they need to change a coach. Me personally, especially after hearing what he said to Gio Reyna, one of their best players allegedly, besides Pulisic. I just can't handle that a coach would say that to a player, an upcoming star, someone that could actually make a difference in the team. You know, already playing in Europe. Well, no, in the German league, right? The German league.
Yeah, the German league, Bundesliga. Bundesliga.
I'm gonna be honest with you. If they put Gio, involved him in the national team, did the things that they needed to do, they could have had a better World Cup. They do have young stars, very promising, and I don't understand why the coach is making these decisions. It's like they're trying to keep Pulisic as the only poster boy. It might be all political. You know how the soccer is nowadays, football.
Yeah, FIFA's just all politics, and it's all about money. That's all it is about, sadly now.
And sadly, it's going to affect the relationship coach to player. Especially once the players start hearing this. Will they trust the coach? What about Pulisic? Pulisic is going to be like, you can't do this to me. I'm the poster boy. I'm the poster boy. You can't say that to me.
Yeah, he's definitely going to start double thinking, oh, what I do, what I say? Because the coach just said, I mean, according to Gio Reyna, everything stays in house, but this did not stay in house.
Yeah, it's not my house.
they're done. I mean, who knows what? Hopefully they can figure it out. I really want success for the U.S. national team. I think they have a lot of potential. I want both them and Mexico to have a great World Cup in the 2026.
Hopefully meet up in the finals.
Hey, you never know. You never know. Morocco's out there.
Morocco's out there doing what was thought was to be impossible, and they're making it possible. Sure, the players are getting injured after the extra times, getting cramps, but they're still putting in the work. They're still coming out on top.
Not talking about Morocco. I mean, let's transition or let's talk about who's most likely to win the World Cup this year.
All right, everyone knows FIFA predicted Argentina. All right, everyone knows. Everyone knows FIFA's predicted it 3 times in a row. And my only question is, did FIFA already buy the refs?
I mean, the refs have been really, really controversial this World Cup.
I mean, and this is a topic later on, and I don't want to discuss it now, but these refs do make an impact in the games. They do.
They do. Yeah.
And who owns the refs? FIFA.
Yeah.
Now, Brazil was supposed to win. Brazil was supposed to be one of the number one people that, hey, Brazil has to win. Brazil has how many players in whatever league? Brazil has all the players in the league. In every league.
In every league. They I think that they were number 1 ranked coming into the tournament in the FIFA rankings. They were. So they were like, I wouldn't say they were the favorites, but they were like number 1 ranked. Because of course the EA Sports FIFA predicted that the Argentina was supposed to win the World Cup. But of course, I mean, Brazil is they've won the tournament, the World Cup, I think 5 times.
Is that the most? Is that the most ever won?
I think they're the most. I think they're the country with the most wins in the
World Cup.
Yeah.
And let's be honest, the team we're all looking for right now is gonna be France. I'm looking at France to win the World Cup. I really don't want Argentina to win because of what happened with El Tata Martino. The betrayal.
sad. And the thing is, it's just I think it's just so much corruption now. I feel like they want. It seems to me at least that Argentina's gonna win. But at the same time, I mean, France
France is a big
they're very
obstacle.
good. Yeah, France is a
Okay,
big obstacle. I think France wins it. That's
I think
opinion.
France wins it as well. I really don't
But I
want
wouldn't be
Messi to win.
yeah. But I wouldn't be surprised if Argentina wins it. That I'll just say that because the refs have been so controversial. I think we got to look at the officiating, the refs in this
Well,
last coming semifinals and everything.
I will say this: Antonio Matelahoz was the ref that Messi was talking bad about. He got kicked out, even after
Yeah,
favoring Argentina, in my opinion.
yeah.
He
It
was
was
favoring
controversial that game.
Argentina. Messi and Martinez said he was useless. Useless. He gives a yellow card for a handball. Messi does the same thing. No card, just a foul.
Yeah, I was surprised when Messi did talk bad about him because he could have sent him off with that one because he got a yellow after, but after because he did a handball in the middle of the
And then
field.
he got a yellow.
And then he got a yellow after it because he didn't get the yellow with the handball that he committed. So it's just like I don't know. It's just so controversial things. I mean, I don't know. I definitely do think that FIFA does be like, oh, favor this player, favor that player. That's for sure. Because Messi generates revenue, and at the
He
end of the day,
does.
all they care about is revenue.
And I just want you to let you know that it's already been confirmed that one ref is already corrupt. Gianni Sikawazi from the African League. His corruption
Yeah.
caused the match from Canada. It cost the match of Canada. I was looking into it. It's even said in the African League that he ended the game at the 85th minute. Ended the game at the 85th minute. Can you believe that?
Yeah. I mean, how do you put these people to referee if they're already controversial? If they're already
I'm telling.
like
All I'm saying
doing
is
stuff like this?
FIFA is the puppet master, moving in all the pawns, all the pieces, all the puppets, right for Messi to win. It's Messi's last World Cup.
Yeah.
Is
They're
it? Is it
definitely gonna give
not?
it to him. It is. It has to be. He's 36, I think. The
36,
thing is,
37, 38, they're not 40. Is a 40-year-old going to be playing in the World Cup?
he's definitely not gonna be starting. I don't think. I think I think he stated that it will be his last World Cup.
It's just
He said,
it's just frustrating being a football fanatic and seeing how the refs are just showing favoritism. And let's
"Oh,
all
don't
let's
get
all
me
be
started."
honest
Yeah,
here. Let's just be honest here. It's all about the money for the fans. I mean, not the fans. It's all about the money for the owners, the
yeah,
trainers, the coaches. It's all about the money for
yeah.
them. They can't. They don't. It's frustrating to watch.
It is. It is. And sadly, I think wherever there's money, there's corruption. So it's just not. It's not only in FIFA. It's in MMA, UFC, whatever you want to call it. It's in boxing, every sport, basketball. I feel like there is corruption because it's just
It's
how
just,
the world is now.
I agree. But let's go ahead and switch topics here again. USA is being invaded. An invasion. Never before. In all of the history of the United States, it's never once been invaded by a military force because of its geological location surrounded by water in Mexico and Canada.
Yeah,
But I will say this: the Mexican people are coming in to the United States. Buses are being used to transport them to nearby cities, and they're walking in. Lines, huge lines, 1,000 people, 5,000 people. People are getting out of prison into the streets of America.
yeah.
And Twitter,
It's
Twitter's
it's a big problem there at the border. It really
Twitter
is.
is exploding, showing everyone what's going on here.
Texas. I mean, most of them are coming from Texas. So like that border of El Paso, Texas.
Do you think this would
Which
happen
what
if Donald Trump was presidency?
I don't. I mean, because the thing is, I mean, Donald Trump did have problems with the border as well. But of course, he had to build the wall. He definitely did not want to let them in. So it just raises concerns. I wouldn't say it 100% wouldn't, but I would say it's less likely because Biden, I feel like he's giving him the pass. Like, oh yeah,
Is this
you can come in.
this could be a possible political attack on Biden, on the Biden administration? Well, because let's be honest here. In my personal opinion, not meant to get this very political or anything, but just Biden hasn't been able to show his competency as the United States world leader.
He hasn't.
He's not being able to control the borders. He says it's a major concern for his administration. Texas is.
When they interview him, I don't know half the times he's saying. Like,
I
there's
mean,
been videos where he doesn't know how to respond to anything. I mean, he just goes like he just says something completely out of topic. It's I don't know. I don't know how he could be the president. I mean, no, I'm not trying to be political or anything, but sometimes I mean, I personally don't want to get into politics and anything. I don't support this and that. I don't support Trump. I don't support Biden. I don't, I'm not trying to get like just try to be getting sides or anything. But I feel like it's just like certain things like that just gets me off guard. Like, oh, how could this be possible? When he just doesn't.
yeah, I would
There's
agree
like
that
videos that arise. Yeah,
I would agree that if you're going to be the leader of a country, you have to be competent to a minimum, right?
you have to be intellectual
And
to a
if,
certain
if
extent.
and if the minimum is Biden talking like he does in his interviews, doesn't know what he's talking about, getting lost on the way to enter the White House, it's like can anybody be president? Can someone who's not sound of mind, for instance, be a president too? Because it looks like it can, and it just looks like to me that other countries don't respect us.
It could be viewed like that. I mean, Putin has said it. I mean, I'm pretty sure he said that he had a different point of view when when Donald Trump was president than when Biden was.
Well, the war didn't start when Trump was president, just to be clear. And if they consider Biden as a potential weakness in the United States administration, then that just gives them the go ahead. Because aren't we supposed to be, controlling? Not really controlling, but we're supposed to be one of the powerhouses of the world, correct?
Yeah, USA it should be or is one of the big powerhouses in the whole world. That they have probably the best army. I don't know if
They have
China
a
has
major
surpassed them. Yeah,
influence, but again, all that matters is how other countries see us.
yeah, it's a big thing that people respect you as a country and as a I guess a world. They're a world leader. He's a world leader, in a certain extent. And you should be at least get the respect from other countries. And I don't think Russia has showed that when Biden has been president. But I also want to say, I mean, maybe this is a thing to make Biden look bad. Who knows?
It could
I
be
don't
an
know.
attack from the Trump administration. I'm not saying it is, but it
Yeah,
could be a possible, because everyone knows one of Trump's major um, points is border control.
yeah, it is. It is. And going back to the invasion of the USA, I mean, smugglers lie to these immigrants that, that they're gonna get a passage toward America, and they just basically just get caught in the border patrol and they lose all their money. Immigrants do pay like around. I saw this article in the Washington Post. It was on Twitter as well. It was like a couple $1,000s, like $4,000, $6,000. These people pay a good bit of money to get into, of course, the USA illegally, but they just probably just lose it because they can just get caught, and it's just a really big issue that's arise not only for the USA, the citizens, the president, but also for these people because these immigrants come from low countries. They don't get no help from their government. Of course, Mexico's corrupt. And then other countries south of it, like Guatemala, El Salvador, are also corrupt. So it's just a big issue that we have in our world.
I agree.
Simple as
Let's
that.
let's transition.
Go to
Let's
another
go ahead.
topic.
Yeah. Elon buys Twitter and some censorship laws. So as everyone knows, recently, it's not big news, Elon Musk has bought Twitter, and he's made a lot of changes.
He he has he's implemented his business strategy. I mean, he's already he But is he trusted? He's has done changes, but is he trusted to run Twitter ethically? Like ethically? Ethically? Excuse
Well,
me.
as far as I know, Twitter was run by the left side, correct? Twitter was run mostly by the left side. I'm not 100% sure on that, but
I'm not
I
100%
do
sure on that. Yeah.
I do know that he's trying to make Twitter more of a, you know, free speech. Everyone has a say. Everyone can say what they want. Of course, there's certain extents to that. As you've seen with
Yeah.
Kanye, he has banned Kanye after reinstating his Twitter account, banned him again.
I feel bad for Kanye. I mean,
He has said some controversial things, but
he has said some controversial things, but it just comes to that where it's just like freedom of speech is such a big thing. But when you say controversial stuff like that, of course, some people with the money, with the power, are not gonna like it.
they're
I
not
don't
gonna
know. I
like it.
don't know everything he said is like true, but I think some of the stuff he does say is fact. That's what
Yeah,
I say
and
about him.
Elon Musk did lay off 3,700 of workers for Twitter, made huge changes, and it's just changes like that that really shake up the community in Twitter right now. I've heard people saying they're not going to use it. Twitter's going to get banned off the Apple and Google site. Elon Musk might even make his own phone so he can run Twitter off of it. Who really knows? And his new business plan makes everyone have a blue tick. $8 for a blue tick.
Yeah.
I might. I don't
What do
know.
you? Is it worth it? I mean, that's
Well,
just when it comes
back
down.
then, blue ticks used to matter. But who would decide to give you a blue tick? I didn't really understand that part. Who decides just to give you a blue tick? Is the amount you
I
have to
think
reach a
you'll
certain
have
amount of
to. Yeah.
followers? Do you have to be famous?
I think you need some sort of influence, like followers, and then you send like a application, or you go to Twitter. There's like an option. It's like, oh, try to get verified for a tick. And I don't think it used to cost money. I think you would just because I'm not big. I don't use Twitter that much. I do use it to get some news, but I'm not like, oh, I'm trying to get followers and stuff like that.
Yeah, me either.
But yeah, it's just like I think it's just like the blue tick is just to be for you to be like authentic, notable, and active. Just show that. And it just wants you to be like it gives you that sort of credibility when you see the blue tick. It's like, oh, okay, this guy is
But now
a
anybody can
well-known
buy that
person.
blue tick. So is that credibility gonna like go down?
That's the thing. I mean, when of course
If you
when
have
you
it, all you have to do is
purchase it
pay
now,
$8 a month for credibility. Like,
yeah, I think it does lower it to some extent. Because I mean, anybody with $8 can just buy it. Just say,
yeah.
oh, yeah, I'm credible now. I
Well,
have the
we'll
blue
see
tick.
if Elon can make Twitter profitable. But
Yeah,
as far
but
as I know right now, people are still using Twitter. People don't like it. People do like it. We'll see how it
yeah,
goes.
Elon is. I think Elon will be a controversial topic in the future as well. Building his Teslas, of course, is big. His car industry, trying to help the world and everything. But that's just another topic that we can get into later on.
Later on in the future
Yeah,
of the Monkey
in the
Cast.
future, the monkey cast. Yeah. So
Now,
let's go talk about R. Kelly producing music in jail.
music in jail. Well, first we gotta talk about why is he in jail and for how long. For how long?
Yeah.
It's about 30 years sentence, and he got for what he got charged with was federal racketeering and sex trafficking charges. Now there
Yes.
are multiple charges of child abuse and child pornography, but they
That's
haven't made a decision on that yet. I don't know what's going on with that, but for right now he's in jail for federal racketeering and sex trafficking. All right,
those are big charges. Those are really big charges.
there's very huge charges. Very it's just something you don't really expect, especially from someone that's putting out music into today's community and culture.
Yes. I did
And
not
it's
listen to R. Kelly that much, but I don't mean to
I
cut
didn't
you
listen to
off,
R.
but
Kelly either.
yeah, but is his music meant for the younger audience, or is it more explicit and for,
I'm
I guess you
not
can say, older adolescents?
I'm,
Adolescents?
I'm not sure. But recently, very recently, R. Kelly has sent a message from jail saying to leave his music alone. Um, Despite what people say, this is what he said. Despite what people say about me, my music is for my fans, and I don't have anything left. They already got me in jail. They said he has broken ribs. They broke his jaw. He has PTSD from jail, and he's just not. He's just not having a good time in there, and he shouldn't, especially from all the laws that he broke. It's just unspeakable the things he's done.
Yeah, it
And
definitely is
but
terrible.
he's begging people to leave his music alone, even though they already took it off of Apple, they took it off of Spotify,
You,
and
I
it's
mean,
just
yeah. I mean, wasn't his album called "I Admit It"?
his album was called "I Admit It," and he's admitting to it.
I mean, you
And I
can't.
mean, I won't be
Yeah,
surprised if he's found dead in jail.
it's just immoral. It just shows how these people are unethical, immoral, and just degenerate.
And they still feel the right to to say, "Hey, it's leave my music alone."
After you basically said all the bad things you've done it, and you just say, "I admit it." It just shows how the world is just cruel, and these people like this are out there. They don't care.
They don't.
They
They
just
don't.
want.
They
They
really
don't care.
don't. He said he's gotten attacked while he was sleeping, ribs cracked, jaw fractured. Please just leave my music. He's trying to show. He's trying to get some empathy from the people.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
I'm already. They already took this. My family. This, that, this. No one took anything from you. You took that away from yourself
yeah, and
by
a
committing these
federal jury
acts.
yeah, and a federal jury in Chicago found that he was count on 3 counts of he was guilty on 3 counts of child pornography, and of course he had an incident with a minor with criminal sexual activity. Um, a 14-year-old on a camera. It, it just doesn't look good,
Doesn't look good at
and
all, and it's
it just it's not. I guess this would be somebody that you do not want to be
you
next
don't want. Yeah,
be close
you
to. You
you don't
don't
want
want
to
to
be
be close to this
associated.
person.
You don't want to be
Yeah,
associated
that's the
with.
right
You don't
word.
want to be close to these persons. You don't even want to listen to their music. Now, some people will listen to their music
We
anyways.
respect that. We respect that. Of course, we're not gonna be out here and be like, "Oh no, you can't listen to RJK music."
You
Me
can do what you want,
personally, yeah, you can do what you want.
but
Yeah, just
there
me
has to be a
personally,
point
or yeah, you can go on with
where
that. There has to be a point.
there has to be a point where you have to say no and cut yourself off from certain things.
Yes, this is immorally incorrect, morally incorrect, and you just have to because music influences you. When you listen to music, it does influence you. You listen to it, and subliminal messages do get to your head, and this could produce. R. Kelly. You see what he does. I mean, it could be very possible that this could be an influence to you as a person.
This is
So
a
that
very
is just
hard
our.
topic.
Yeah,
I understand why
it
some
is.
people may not appreciate these topics, but it has to be
Leave your
said.
comment. Yeah.
Has to be
Mm.
said. And if you guys
Leave your
don't want to
comments.
watch, yeah, if you guys don't want to hear this, you guys want to stop talking about these hard hitting topics, we can, for the future, put those in a separate video with more adults, more people that want to get into this discussion.
Yeah, of course, it's not for kids. It's not some podcast that probably many kids will want to hear about all this stuff that's happening in the world. So we will, you know, see your comments and make a different video, like Draconic just said.
Now, let's go ahead and turn tables towards major layoffs in major companies as like Amazon and
This is a
Facebook.
big one. This is a big
Now,
one.
this is for the
Many people
United
have to
States
be listening to
economy.
this.
This is for the United States economy. So if you're not in the United States economy, you're gonna learn a thing or two.
You are.
Now, Meta lays off 13% of their workforce in November 2022. Around 11,000 employees. 11,000 employees don't have money to feed their children.
It definitely is something that you do not want to hear or you do not want to experience. This is something that I mean these people have families, they have children, they have responsibilities financially. Maybe their kids in college. This is a big
Amazon
thing.
Amazon lays off 20,000 to 10,000 employees without warning. Without warning. Should you at least get a warning? Like a 2 week notice? A week
Of course
notice?
it's yeah. I think this just shows again back to the degeneracy in these corporate companies. just the unethicacy in these people that they just are not. I think they just don't care. They really don't care about these people. They're just big corporations that they're just like, you know what? I want more money. I'm gonna just lay you off without no warning. And they just, I mean, and I think legally, there's no problem with that. There's like, of course, there's no like law that's like, oh, you can't just lay off somebody like that. Of course, it is immorally correct though, morally correct, incorrect.
I agree, and I think this is all pointing towards a recession that's lurking in our economy, the United States economy.
Yes, I
Um,
mean, yeah,
Major layoffs. Like, come on.
almost everybody's getting laid off. Many companies like Snapchat. I know Snapchat's a big one. Laid off people. Let me think about what else. Um, there's like other couple companies like Zillow, like the real estate application.
People need to start checking this as a wake up call, right?
Yeah,
Like, it's shadowing the future. There's a reason why these corporations are cutting off expenses now,
it definitely is foreshadowing. They are foreshadowing. They're like, okay, something big is coming.
and
It's
you
not.
gotta be ready. You
You gotta
have
be
to
ready.
be.
You have to be ready for what's coming. I mean, who expected the pandemic to be globally? I mean, that's the first pandemic we've had back in 2019, 2020. COVID-19. Everybody got shut down. A lot of people lost their jobs. We don't. I mean, it was terribly. It was terrible for the economy. Um, and I mean, what? I mean, well, now 2022. Fast forward, many people are getting laid off from their jobs, losing jobs.
Have we really recovered from COVID? Have we really recovered
I
from COVID?
I don't think we have. You can go to the dealerships. I mean, they'll tell you they probably won't. It'll take years for them to get back. The cars, everything, the chips. Everybody's struggling with the car chips and everything, the microchips. They're trying to just get back everything into the groove, and you don't know what's next. You don't know if a recession might hit. You don't know what's coming. But I mean, I think this is a foreshadowing for the future for our the viewers listening to this podcast to be aware that something is coming.
Be aware, and if you're
Um,
one of those workers that got laid off, please let us know if they sent you even an email, maybe even a text message. Don't be afraid to
yeah,
show that. Hopefully, it's not against company regulation, but you're fired already. So let us
yeah,
know, please. We need more
but yeah.
insight.
We should definitely let our viewers know, like, what do they think about this topic as well. I mean, because I doubt I don't know what percentage of people would probably own a big company like Amazon, but I'm figuring that a lot of people are just employees that work for them, and I just want to know their opinion or their
Maybe
experience
Amazon's a
on having.
bad
Yeah,
company. Who knows what
like
Jeff
if it's,
Bezos has been up to?
yeah, I mean, a lot of things are kept in house. Like we can refer back to Gio Reyna. A lot of things are kept in house. Maybe they would want to free speak, like have free speech and just talk about
Have
it
a
on the
platform.
comment section.
Have a
Yeah, have a
platform where
platform.
you can say what you want to say without feeling like you'll get punished.
Yes, 100% agree with that. Yeah, I mean we're coming down to the end of the podcast. It was great. Great. I think we had great topics to talk about.
Great
Overall, just
topics. A great first Monkey Cast episode 1 of the Monkey Cast.
episode one. Yeah, we'll just take it away, Drake. Let's see
All
what.
right. Well, shouts out to Trituga. His Twitter handle will be down below, and my Twitter will also be down below. Make sure you comment your opinions. One lucky person will have their comment up on our next podcast. And thank you for listening. We'll see you on the next time of the Monkey Cast.
Yeah. Yes,
Episode
sir.
1 is over and done. Thank you.